All right, welcome to Humpdays. We're here today because my wife made me watch Heated Rivalries.
Made you, sure. It was like pulling teeth, wasn't it? You weren't excited to watch the next episode. It is a phenomenon. It is going crazy right now. This small little niche gay hockey show is just captivating women across the globe, and it is funny. It's mostly women.
Yeah,
I mean, there are gay men watching too.
It's white single women that are falling in love with these two gay hockey players.
They're rubbing one out for these two gay dudes boning each other.
Playing a little country on their clitors.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. And they're harassing every athlete they find.
They are, yeah. Like, women have never been so invested in hockey. This is like what Taylor Swift did for football is what this gay hockey show is doing for the NHL.
That's true. That is a good point. That is a good point. Because like women would always get like excited when they see Taylor Swift on the screen, and now it's like whenever there's a fight on the screen, they're like, oh my god, are they gonna kiss in the shower? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh no. Yeah. Taylor Swift ruined football for guys, and now this thing is gonna ruin fights for guys in hockey.
Ruin. It has. I've never been so interested in hockey in my freaking life.
That's true. Actually, no, I stand corrected. It's gonna turn women on every time they see a fight now. That's gonna like, because then whenever they get sent off too now. So like if it's at the end of a period and like they fight and then they get sent off, every girl's gonna be like, oh, I know what they're doing.
So do you think that it has been a negative or a net positive? I know, guys don't want to watch this show. They don't want to. They feel like they're held hostage. I mean, at the end of the day, females are held hostage by this show too. We're all held hostage in different ways. Okay.
Well, let's be real. Like it is softcore gay porn. Like it really is. Like it's like every episode probably has like 1 or 2 pages of dialogue. And the rest is just like them going at it. Just graphic. It's graphic stuff. So it's not like this, like, it's not like a Wuthering Heights or like a Notebook thing where it's just like this like romantic thing. It's just like they go at it constantly. And it's graphic. And it is too much.
It is not enough, okay? It is never enough. You know, but you're so right. It's like an AI script for like, it's like 3 minutes where it's like we see 3 years, right? So they're like game 5 years later, they say hi to each other. 10 years later, they give each other a little look in a club and they get all jealous. Yeah. And then boom, sex scene, and then it's like the spicy scene is like 10 minutes
just 10 minutes, and it gets more and more graphic. It's just like that, and then the banging from behind, and then the guy crying and then they switch.
Yes. I think it's done more for like softcore porn than like or corn than it has for like the gay movement in hockey, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like the gays were like way behind on this. They didn't even know what's going on. They're like, "What are you guys talking about this show?" And all these straight white women are like, "No, you guys have to watch this.
You have to watch this." I mean, the fan base, like, it is a prison. Like, it's like I don't know what it is. It just, I mean, I do. We'll talk about it, but like I feel like it just enraptures your whole world. Like it's just, I don't know. People are breaking up over this show from what I've been reading online.
Really?
Yes, because it's just, it makes you reflect on like the honesty and the purity in your relationship and like the aliveness in your relationship, like I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, you feel like you've been suffering through it, but let's be real. Like it has been fun because after every episode,
you're turned on.
We haven't been banging more in our lives, in our goddamn
We're
lives.
trying to have kids, so this has been helpful for us.
If you are trying to have kids, turn on Heated Rivalries, and you may turn on more than a show.
If you're ovulating, we get in the mood.
You're ovulating. Yes. No, but I do think, like, I don't know, for me, like, it brings me back to, like, high school watching Queer as Folk. I don't know if you ever watched that show.
Yeah, but that wasn't graphic.
Yes, it was.
Not like that, though. Like, there was actual, like, there was, like, actual, like, plot lines. There's more than one of them. It's just these two guys just, like, in the shower or, like, just, one-sided conversations with other people. Like, there's not that many characters in the show. There's, like, the parents.
Yeah.
And the two beards.
And the two beards. Yeah.
So it's just like, you have the brother and the dad on the Russian side.
Yeah.
And then you have the mom and dad on the Canadian guy's side.
Yeah.
And then you have the two beards.
It's a super small production.
Yeah.
We're Canadian, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know that, but you can tell from our accents, oot oot. But this is like, I've never been prouder for my tax dollars to like go towards something. Like, this is a Canadian production, Crave Canada, and apparently the director, he actually was like, he was with HBO or something, and then they were like, no, like there can't be any kissing till episode 5, and like was trying to control it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no,
we're getting the BJs and butt stuff in the first 10 minutes.
Yes.
There's gonna be a shower scene where the guy's playing with himself, and then not here. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let's be more private.
But he took a smaller budget to do it in Canada, and he's like, it couldn't have been done if it wasn't in Canada. And I'm just like, oh, Canada. So proud.
And they had all the things that would just make women just like just simple lines that would make women just go like what are like the lines from The Notebook?
I can't quit you. Oh no, that was Brokeback Mountain.
Another
banger. Another amazing
like
banger.
I can't quit you, but it's like that's like that. Where it's like, I'm coming to college.
I'm coming to college.
I'm coming to college.
And then everyone's like, yeah. No, it's like, it's interesting because like it was written by a woman, Rachel Reed.
Well, that's how women got into it first for the gays, because it was a book.
Yeah, it was a book.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
so it's just like
and
chick lit.
I'm definitely reading the book.
Which is like, now I'm going to be very curious whenever I see a woman with a kobo or like
you should be all the time, by the way.
What's going on with these book clubs, ladies? What's going on with these book clubs?
No, like people think that women are on like reading these like nerdy readers are like reading like, I don't know, what's the famous like the Great Gatsby, you know, like
sorry, Scott Fitzgerald.
Like we're not. I mean, maybe that one's pretty hot, but we're not reading that. Like it's women on Book Talk, and these nerds, the nerdier they are, the more hornier they are.
Yeah,
okay?
that's
like,
true.
It's like these people are feral for this stuff. Like at Book Talk conventions, for like they're reading horny shit. They're reading basically softcore porn books. Like that's what women are
once you start,
reading.
you can't stop.
Yeah, no.
Like you're not going back to like a PG-13 book. Well,
No.
just like.
I'll force myself to read that, but usually I'm just reading.
So like once a book
porn.
club gets a hold of that, it just escalates.
Yeah, but like these women are like getting out of hand. They're starting to like, I don't know, like where's the line between like a creep and a nice woman?
They are calling the hockey arenas boys' aquariums now, because they are objectifying the guys. They're calling it a boys' aquarium.
Yeah. And they are like going to these book conventions and like harassing men, and like there's stories of like men being like groped and like attacked and almost ard.
Well, why is it like? Why are they so fascinated? Like, what is it? What do you like about it?
I think so. Esther Perel, I'm obsessed with Esther Perel. She's like an amazing sex therapist and like a leading, name out there when it comes to, like relationships and sex, basically, and affairs especially is what kind of made her blow up. But she talked about how it is a like corrective experience, and I really do think that that's like a really nice way of putting it.
What's that mean?
What she means by that is like every time that there is a moment where something could kind of like get nervous and go wrong in the movie. So like the biggest example would be when he comes out to his parents, or when he gets caught by his parents, then his mom ends up like dealing with it in the most like perfect way, basically. So it's like this it's like there's the tension of that moment, and then it's like this beautiful corrective experience where the mom is like, hey, like I should have done more to make you feel comfortable. Like I feel I'm not upset because you're gay. I'm upset because I didn't make you comfortable enough to feel like you could be your true self around me, right? And like moments like that where it feels really beautiful, and like I don't know, it's like a fantasy of like how you would even want your relationship with your mom to be, or like a perfect I don't know.
What about the butt stuff scenes? Like why are
that Russian that Connor, the guy's name is Connor in real life. Connor Story.
My family's gonna be so upset that those
the butts carry the film. The butts carry it. Like there's a lot of butts, and the butts are perfect. Like that Russian butt is the best butt I've ever seen. There is something about a male butt, especially when it's like not hairy. I don't know. It's just really hot. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the butts are great.
So what other reasons why? Like it's just because of that, a corrective measure?
I think it's like an ultimate female fantasy to be I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but like I don't know if have you heard of penis envy or no? You never? Oh, well.
Well, yeah, obviously, I guess whatever. Yeah,
yeah. I think, I mean, it's just to be a man. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think a lot of men. Penis envy is basically like women want to be like are jealous of men and like resentful of men, right? And there's like that whole piece in our like psyche from a young age. But I totally get that. Like, I actually feel like I'm dipping back into that mindset a little bit through this series. Like, I'm like, I wish I was a dude. Like, there's something about the fantasy of being like a gay man who's like a millionaire, who's like amazingly skilled at something, and then has this like amazing secretive romance. Like, I don't know, like you just want that. I don't know. Maybe that's more me. I think there's also probably something to be said about how it's a love story that doesn't have to deal with like misogyny, and that's nice. Or even how it like showcases, a spectrum of male emotions that aren't normally seen. So it's like hot to think of a guy kind of like struggling through this, like these romantic feelings and identity feelings, and you actually seeing that instead of a man just being like, I'm a man and I make this, I save everyone and I'm stoic and quiet, I don't know. Like seeing the other side of that behind closed doors.
That's a good point, because you're seeing the other side of it, because women are usually always in their head. So they're like, oh, this is how I would react to this situation, or I'd react to that situation, where it's like, now you're just a voyeur. It's like, I have no idea how this is going to go, because I've never been in this situation.
Yeah, you have the twists and turns. You have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, but spoiler alert, they're going to do it in the butt.
yeah. No, I think we know exactly what's going to happen in every scene.
But it's like you get lost in your head. It's just like, oh, like where's the condom? Pregnancy scare. You know what I mean? Where it's just like every girl has. Oh, like,
right. There's no need for, maybe that's the whole thing too. There's no like pregnancy.
So no pregnancy scare
dynamic. You don't turn into an entire different person once you're pregnant. If you're a man, you get to like keep everything the same. Like, you don't have to worry about that pressure. Yeah, it's a bit of like a fantasy that way too, I guess. Yeah.
Do you know who I feel bad for?
Who?
Kristen Stewart. Because like now I watch this, I'm like, you could have taken her completely out of that Twilight series, and like it would have just done even better.
Yeah. It absolutely would have. It would have. It would have. I hope you've been complaining about how sex scenes in shows suck now. Well, and it's never like hot people. It might help bring back, right?
Yeah, if there was a hot girl in it, then it'd be awesome. But it's just because that's what the sex scenes are now in shows. But it's just like it's always like non-binary people that are unattractive going at it, or it's just like Game of Thrones. It's always like this guy's aunt is doing the like
incest.
It's incest.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is like, yeah, they're good looking, but it's like in the show they're related, so it's just
yeah. Or like it's like non-consensual.
Or like with the last season of Game of Thrones, Arya, was it Arya? Well, one of them she's in the show, she's like 14.
Yeah.
She's playing a 14-year-old, but she shows her boobs. So it's like the actress is obviously over 18, but she's playing a 14-year-old and her boobs are on the screen. I'm like, this is wrong. So it's just like back to good-looking people that are of age doing it. It's like, we're heading the right direction.
Yeah. I think that this will make TV good because, like, yes, the script was a means to an end in this show. It's not necessarily the most complex script.
It's paper thin. It's paper thin.
But imagine, I can imagine like people waking up to this and being like, maybe we should have like hot people doing it on screen and like integrate that a little bit more into our series,
Yeah. Well, everything's streaming now, so you can. It's not like it's like you can't. It's like you can put it. It's not like it's on the airways anymore. There's any rules.
Yeah.
You own your platform. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I always think it's like because the funny thing is like they're just it's like the way they are doing the Russians, which makes you think like I think Russians like they're mostly just closeted homosexuals.
You do?
Well, because I think with Russia the Russians they like to play like gay chicken roulette.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Like Russians.
When have you played gay chicken roulette with Russians?
Russians. Like,
oh my God! Tell me more. Tell me more. Russians, Alfie, did you notice that we're on like opposing, we're representing opposing hockey teams?
East meets West. No.
And we should
like how little you know.
I'm pretty mad at you right now. Maybe
Russians, they like to play gay chicken.
Okay.
It's true. They like to play gay chicken because it's just so frowned upon there. But like if you go to these, like their Russian bathhouses, they're all naked around each other. No girls allowed.
Oh.
And they drink vodka all day.
Wow, I've never been.
So it's
one.
like that's because you're not allowed. You're not allowed because it's just naked dudes.
I will transition to get in there. I would transition.
That's what it is. It's like these Russians are just naked. They're playing gay chicken because they're in the saunas. They're in the hot tubs. They're in the cold plunges. They're just naked, walking around, drinking vodka. They get in the steam room. They're all naked, no towels. They're like, let's have vodka. I take off towel. Oh, I look, but I don't touch. They're just like flirting with each other. And I think that's, they're just playing gay chicken.
Yeah, probably.
And that's why a lot of them that come over, so a lot of the hockey players that do come over, I think they are a little bit more flamboyant. And I think they do like to let loose. Because throughout history, Russians have been known as being like, very tough guys, very muscular. They like to fight. We like to fight. We like to drink vodka and fight. But I think the ones that have blinked on gay chicken, they're the ones that come over to play hockey. Because it's because every Russian hockey player, they're always known as being a little flamboyant. They don't like listening to the rules. They like dress up. They're like pretty boys. You know what I mean? They're not like none of them are missing teeth. They all have great hair. So that's why I think the Russians in the NHL, the ones that came over, I got to come here and play hockey with my best friends and shower.
That's what it's based on.
That's what happens.
Yeah. And that's where she got her idea.
So, yeah, because she knows something. I think, I'm saying 70% of Russian hockey players are gay. In Canada.
I wonder if there are any.
In the NHL. I'm saying 70% of hockey players in the NHL are gay.
You think 70 is your guess?
Well, because why would they leave? Because it's like...
Oh, in Russia, you mean?
Because, and then no tough guys come over. So it's always the talented ones.
Yeah.
And it's always the flamboyant, talented ones. They're always good-looking ones. And they all,
Yeah.
Next time you look at a Russian hockey player,
skating takes a lot of balance. It takes balance on two little skates and a lot of skill and very dainty little puck. I mean,
be gymnasts.
Could be. Yeah, you got to be really strong. Got to be in the locker room all the time. Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's your guess on the percentage? I mean, now would be the time. If there's any time, it's now. If you are a gay couple and you're both hockey players, come out. You'll be making millions in brand deals.
Yeah, I think so. Do you think any hockey player is going to come out of the closet?
Me?
Yeah. This year, do you think
now is the time? Now's the time. I think one did. I think we have one out gay hockey player. Like they're in all of the NHL. I mean, there's got to be a handful at least bi.
Yeah, well, I definitely bi, but that's the thing. It's just like they're more straight. So it'd be like at most 60-40.
Yeah.
Because like the bi side is what's keeping them from like being flamboyant about it.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm gay. Come talk to me. I'll do an interview.
Yeah.
After the game, where it's just like, because it is a team sport.
Yeah.
So they don't want to be a distraction. So I don't think it's like they're ashamed of coming out of the closet. The ones that don't.
Really?
I think they're just like, I just want it to be about the sport and hockey. I want to win a Stanley Cup.
I think there's a lot. I think it's also a little bit of shame because I think that then they would just be treated so differently, like in the locker room, and men would be like all kind of weirded out by it probably. Like they would just get weird. I don't think I'm sure there'd be like a lot of chill people because it is 2026, but
it is because it's 2026 and that show came out. Like a hockey player's biggest picket line is gonna be like, "Hey, I play hockey."
Yeah.
And I'm bisexual.
Yeah.
Do you want to come to my place?
That's gonna be like, it's gonna be the hottest thing. Yeah. Now we know women don't need a lot of dialogue to get turned on.
I'm Russian and I like men. Lady, you want to come to my place?
That's all it takes. True. I think basketball is also really gay because they're always like dressed to the nines after.
Yeah,
like,
and very flamboyant stuff too. Like very flamboyant stuff.
Even the NFL is like, taking pictures of guys after they leave the locker room in their cool outfits.
Yeah, they want to be photographed with their outfits. Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the sports are getting.
They are gay.
Getting gayer. Yeah.
They are getting gayer.
Yeah. Nothing more gay than wrestling.
That's true. That's the OG.
Yeah.
That's the OG. Well, what do you think is the gayest sport?
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Tell us if you're going to be watching Heated Rivalry or if you've reheated it, rewatched it.
It's more than Reheated. And there's more books, right? There's more to come?
I don't know. But they better come up with a new season soon because I'm dying over here.
All right. Thank you very much.